What is going on, everybody? How are you all doing? It's a lovely October day, Thursday, October 5th. The fall has begun in some places. And we have our special guest today in the Top Shot BAZAAR. We are somewhere in the Middle East. I got to get the correct music playing. All right. Got the tunes. But we have some news. We had our NBA Media Day. We had those atrocity Miami Heat jerseys. Apologies to Stan Loves. We had some news also at NBA Top Shot. We had some big purchases that happened today. So it seems like there's quite a bit of news that we can cover today. So without further ado, and hello Boston Base, and hello Mike G, and hello Jump Shoot. Without further ado, let's introduce our guests. I don't have like a properly themed Judas J video, so I guess we'll just give him the good old-fashioned Anchorman one.
I'm very important. I have many leather-bound books, and my apartment smells of rich mahogany.
There's Jay.
What's up, Simon? You know, my house actually smells more like cats than anything else, but
no rich mahogany.
No rich mahogany here. No. How are you, Tandy?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I can't complain, man. It's been a while. I've enjoyed watching all of your shows on demand. I'm almost never available at this time, but since you so nicely invited me on, I made myself available today just for you.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And let's bring on Ben. We'll give him how about another Will Ferrell clip?
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
There
Ben.
he is.
Hey, how we doing,
What's
guys?
up, man?
How you been?
Been good, brother. How are you doing?
Doing great, man. Fantastic.
Yeah. The lighting in your room is awesome.
I think it's dark.
Yeah. So Ben, when I saw a little thumbnail of you, the camera looked fine to me.
Didn't he say he had like a new camera setup or something? This is your new setup?
All right, hold on. Let me open some windows.
So the problem is the audio, Ben. The audio is not very good, and also
and
the
video's
audio's bad.
not very good.
The audio's bad, and the video's a little unclear. So we'll give you a chance to
you got a good shave.
Okay, hold on one second.
All right, I'll drop you for a minute, Ben. Go try to figure out your technical issues so we don't have to listen to Ben inside of like a tube or something. Let's Pack Marketplace. We could talk about that today. It's another thing that happened.
Early adopter Pack Marketplace. Go figure. What were the odds?
Yeah, but I mean, I know you felt that way, Jay, that the Pack Marketplace really benefited the early adopters. But the way that I saw it actually was that less conspiracy theory and more just that they couldn't roll it out all at once. So they had to like.
You remember
roll
when
the pieces?
Yeah, and they chose that piece shockingly, and it could have been all coincidence. You remember when Scaly Nelson, one of the final OGs who got out before it continued to collapse even further, when they helped promote his account? It kind of gave me Scaly Nelson vibes. Like let's let the OG suck just a little bit more liquidity out of the marketplace before we let the rest of these schmucks sell their shitty Series 2 and Series 3 packs. But who cares? It is.
How much, Jay? If there were see Jay talks a lot of shit about Top Shot. However, he's still very active buyer. So he's either. I don't know what to make of you, Jay. I think you're like a glutton for punishment. I don't know. But the question I want to ask you is like, if you saw some, let's say Series 1 packs on the marketplace today, at what price point would you start buying them?
I wouldn't buy Series 1 packs. I don't know. I feel like I buy some of the newer packs because.
How we doing, guys? Can you hear me okay now?
Challenges and.
Okay, you like doing the challenges.
We hear you, man.
Perfect.
Yeah, maybe
I think my internet is fucked up. I'm gonna get on a different Wi-Fi.
Is he making fun of me?
No.
You guys talk.
Oh, so Tandy, how about some positivity here, man?
Oh, let's simp.
Yeah, I mean, Jay's not going to buy packs. He's pissed at the early adopters. His face, actually, if we could keep Jay like this, for the next couple of months, that'd be great. But how about some positivity, man? They've been killing it lately. pack marketplace, run it back Origins. There's more buyers than sellers. Did you guys see that? Is Top Shot back? That's my question.
There's more buyers than sellers because they said if you buy a $1 moment, you get a free gamble.
What does that mean?
Like there was a promotion they ran for their 3rd birthday. Anybody who bought any moment for $1 on the marketplace got a free pack. So it's the time where people get their mom's accounts and their kids' account and their dog account, and they come out from nowhere, and it's part of the gambling machine. Maybe they'll hit something big.
Okay, but hold on a second. What kind of free pack? Like a pack with good
Nobody
odds,
knows.
or like? Oh, we don't know.
Well,
yet.
it's probably going to be a $1 moment, but they said they ripped a bunch of like legendary and rare packs from the last several years, and all those moments are sprinkled within these freebie birthday packs. Who cares?
I mean, that sounds pretty good to me, Jay. Why doesn't that sound good to you?
Good in what way, Ben?
You know, in other words, like they're helping out their user base. All you got to do is buy like a $1 moment and get a free pack.
Yeah.
I think that's very generous of Dapper.
It's fun. Yeah, it's a fun little perk. I don't think those buyers are going to remain buyers, though, if that's what you're getting.
I see what you're saying. So you're saying it's
a
like a
one-time hit.
statistical anomaly, and we'll go back to how many hundreds do you think of buyers soon?
I think there's a couple of hundred actual buyers in the marketplace. Yeah.
Got it.
Don't we get those numbers every week where we actually see how many buyers there are?
Yeah, I mean, most of those people are just kind of trading back and forth $1 or $2 or $3 moment. I mean, you look at the live token bot is really all you need to watch. There's 100 or so.
Isn't there that website cryptogetslammed.io?
Yes, that is it.
That's true. Crypto gets slammed at .io. Crypto slammed.
But who cares? Like that part doesn't matter though. I think we're getting the show off on the wrong foot. Top Shot is not in user acquisition mode. They have not yet completed their master plan of depressing values across the board so that they could start marketing to basketball fans. They're not trying to acquire new users.
Well, Jay, let me push back on that a little bit. I mean, what do you mean they're not in user acquisition mode? Why wouldn't Top Shot want to get users? I mean, number one, for their business, and number two, for all their loyal customers that have stayed with them this long.
I don't think they think that their platform is ready for new users. I think they think that the price point is still a little bit too high for the masses. They want to integrate into, the totality of the NBA's digital ecosystem, which is mostly young people, right? Kids, teenagers. Those people aren't coming in to buy things for $1,000 or $4,000. I think they're almost done with their master plan from the last, I'd say, 18 months or so to depress values across the board so that they're in a place where they feel confident that they can take advantage of this partnership and actually try to market to younger people, which is the ultimate goal.
Tandy, do you think they also have a master plan, or what's your kind of views on that?
No, I don't think that there's a master plan. The only thing that they did used to tell us, and by the way, these are the top collections. We can talk about this in a second.
D-Market. Yeah, Jay's going to go there after the show.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's where Jay goes on Friday nights.
Always shopping for the D.
Hey, tell me about it, Jay.
You figured it out.
I know.
Let's talk offline.
Okay.
Yeah. Take this offline. But no, I don't think that there was a master plan.
Are you saying you don't think they were smart enough to develop and implement such a master plan?
No, I think that the only kind of plan, and when they did sort of tell us what they had in mind in terms of like pack values and moment values, was that we heard 1,000 times that packs being money makers was a glitch and not a bug and not a feature. And they told us that like commons are meant to be common, blah blah blah. So that's pretty much what we've heard. What we heard like 2 years ago. And if you read the tea leaves, I suppose you would have thought to yourself, okay, well then they must be telling us that commons aren't supposed to be worth much. And so
I haven't read the tea leaves. Have you read the lawsuit that came out yesterday?
That is really silly to me. I don't know if you guys looked at that, but
I want to hear about it. Can you educate me? I'm the the common man. You just educate me about Top Shot. What's going on? What lawsuit?
So
they're being sued for unscrupulously acquiring and selling user data to Meta.
Interesting.
So that's quite a stretch, because basically what it is any website that markets any product has what's called a pixel tracker. on their website, and this is what NBA Top Shot has. Sorry, Ben. Ben, look, maybe one day, Ben, you're gonna want to do this. Or you're gonna want to sell your goods and services online, and you basically
I don't
use
know
a
if it's a
pixel.
surprise to you, Tandy,
Yeah.
but should I put my OnlyFans link in the comments?
Exactly. If you want to get more OnlyFans
The link
subscribers,
is dmarket.com.
yeah, it's dmarket.com.
Get those. I don't know if I don't want to reveal it on this, but go ahead, Tandy. Go ahead.
Anyway, so yeah, so it's a pixel, and the pixel, basically you use that pixel to advertise on places like Facebook. So it's a major stretch. I mean, this really feels like nothing. I don't know who's doing this or who's wasting money. They're probably a lawyer themselves. I don't know. Anyway, so this is Crypto Slam. I haven't looked at Crypto Slam in a long time. I don't know what D Market is. This is Crypto Punk. So I guess this is in the last, what is this? The last 24 hours, there's been $800,000 of Crypto Punk sales. Bored Ape, also almost 800,000. DraftKings, so
look at the
rare.
transactions, Tandy. Look at the transactions. 9 and 18 for Crypto Punks and Bored Ape Yacht Club.
I know, pretty amazing how highly valued these things are.
Yeah.
DraftKings, you got so rare, 13,000 transactions. But I think that includes the soccer. You got the Pudgy Penguins that you can buy in Walmart. You got the Mutant Ape Yacht Club, the little Pudgies. And then you got Top Shot. So Top Shot is about $2,700 below little Pudgies. I don't know what little Pudgies are.
Little Pudgies, offshoot of Pudgy Penguins.
I guess so, but I thought those never did very well when they were the offshoot.
The way I look at it is you got to give Top Shot credit for actually still being in the game and still doing. I'm being completely honest here. The fact that 5,000 people are still going to this website and using it and transacting it with $105,000, I think you got to give them a little bit of credit. They still stayed in the game. Another thing you got to give credit for is their sales and marketing. They do a fantastic job. They really do. They know exactly who their, whatever you want to call it, their 1,000, 2,000 users, what that hardcore segment wants, and they keep feeding them that. And they know how to hype up that segment. So you got to give them credit there.
They do.
Yeah, I think
agree,
you're right.
100%. I've always been a fan of the Run It Back sets because it taps into nostalgia, it taps into history, it taps into our shared love of having been basketball fans for all these years. We appreciate that. You're in good company. I think they do a good job of giving the few who are left things that they want.
Mm-hmm.
I think, though, to make a general commentary, I think the issue where I have is, you do have this diehard user base, but there's still a disconnect. And I think I want to advocate for some of those users that, are still saying the same things over and over again that you've been saying for the last 5 years. And it just still kind of befuddles me. And I'm not trying to pick on them, but I almost want to help them. And they keep, like, when the Run It Back Origins came out and the Run It Back set came out, they're like, what is Dapper doing with supply? Don't they realize? Like, how many fucking years are you going to say this over and over and over again? Like, it just boggles my mind. So, like I said, I'm not saying that to be critical of the user base. I'm saying it in a way to, like, help you. Like, that's not going to change. They're trying to generate revenue, and and in their mindset, the way to generate revenue, and it's pretty 1 + 1 = 2. The more they sell, the more revenue they will generate. Where we disagree, some of the critics in the community. I have been very active the last week. I still haven't told you why, but I haven't been that active overall. But the reason there's this disconnect is because there are some people in the community that are like, this kind of is a short-term plan, but not a good long-term plan because you're alienating.
Top Shot, you're saying?
Yes. People like me and you, Jay, would say this is a great, you can hit your short-term revenue goals. This is great, but you're building a faulty foundation. And eventually that's going to crumble, we think. Now, there's a couple good things going on.
Did Tandy ask a question, or you're just going?
It's okay. Let him go. Let Ben cook.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Let him cook.
Yeah, I was just giving my general thoughts on the platform because it's been a while since we've been on here.
It has, yeah.
But so I was just kind of saying, kind of interrupted me, Jay. Now I don't remember.
Yeah, thanks, Jay.
I think you were talking about Xanax or something. I don't. Yeah.
No.
Like that.
Anyways, he was talking about supply, and Bud Divine wants the supply drop. So here you go.
But here's a couple of things I will say, maybe in their defense. Number one, we don't know to what level the NBA has stepped in and said, hey, We don't want this crazy fucking price action. Keep prices stable. You know what I'm trying to say? It's very possible we don't want that kind of platform. We don't know about that. Number two, we really don't know about the legal side of it. If it's a security and they're kind of concerned about that and they want to protect themselves and they don't want price action. You know what I'm trying to say? The disingenuous part would be them definitely saying it in the past and still sometimes hinting at it. Values will go up. You know what I mean? To me, that's semi-disingenuous in the short term. You could make a long-term argument for Top Shot. It looks looking dicey, but for those hardcore believers. So let me wrap this up, right? Which I didn't do, and that's why I'm having so many problems these days. I'm writing all these checks. But let me wrap this up and say that going forward in the future, stop talking about price because it's not going to freaking happen for you. Enjoy the platform for collecting things.
Who should stop talking about price? Okay.
Well, Top Shot should shut up about it because the obvious that's bullshit. That's a sales tactic. But the users got to stop. You got to stop with this. Oh, our sales are going down on market. It's going to go down, guys. It's going to go down because of unless they really totally change the way they're thinking. So enjoy it as a collectability platform, which even then I have issues with because number one, everything that comes out is a grail. Oh, get these. That's why I say they're great at sales and marketing, right? Yeah. No, look at this new running back set. These are grails. I mean, how many freaking grails do you have on the website? Honestly,
all grails.
No. They're all grails now. You know, and everybody can. If everybody can have them, they're not fucking grails. You know, and they're. You know what I'm trying to say? The term grail has a lot of things that plays into it. But one of the things about grail is that you have to do something to achieve it. The Holy Grail was a quest to achieve it. It's not a fucking grail if it's dirt cheap.
Amen, Ben. Amen. I'd like to take a couple quick steps back and first and foremost, wish Top Shot a happy birthday, right? They just celebrated their 3rd birthday, which is a wonderful feat. I think they've done some great things. They obviously were responsible for launching NFTs in the mainstream. I saw that sale from Steady today. He sold something for $23,000 to some kid who I guess used to be in the Top Shot streets like everybody else, and then went on to make money once he left Top Shot, like all the other smart people. So yeah, I mean, I think they set the foundation. I'm just wondering on Top Shot's 3rd birthday, and I would like to ask the two of you and anybody else in the audience who would like to answer a question that I've asked for about 2.5 years since I got involved with Top Shot. What is Top Shot? What is it?
What is Top Shot?
Top
Shot is a digital collectible.
Okay, stop there just for 1 second. It's a collectible. Now, what does that mean? And who says it's a collectible? And what makes it a collectible exactly?
Well, if you remember our friend Joey Bats, people could collect shells if they wanted to.
Could collect anything. You could collect plastic bags.
You could collect fingernails.
Sure, or fingers.
Or fingers. So in that sense, the definition of collectible can be pretty broad.
Yeah.
It's something that you have in your possession that you
like
to
hold
look
on
at.
to that. Yeah, keep going. Sorry.
You like to look at it. It means something to you. I mean, I admit when Drew Holiday came to the Celtics, I kind of wanted to go pick up a nice little, common Drew Holiday to commemorate this moment.
Well, Jacob just said on a recent podcast that the commons are not collectibles, that they're the equivalent of trash. So now it's no longer a collectible for you, Tandy. It's more of maybe a memento or something of nostalgic value to you.
Sure, exactly. One man's trash is another man's treasure. I mean, that aspect of it has nothing to do with price speculation and everything to do with truly a memento or
collectible if it's not worth anything.
I think that you can have collectibles that are not worth anything, actually.
People enjoy collecting things that don't have a value attached to it.
It's called Top Shot.
Okay, so we're talking a little bit about this idea of a collectible. I would argue that a certain period of time must pass, and I think a market determines if something is deemed to be a genuine collectible or not, right? Because otherwise, everything is a collectible, which means nothing is a collectible, right? If you create something and it has some level of scarcity inherent to it, then you can simply call it a collectible. Well, then I could go sew some bags, and if I make only 5 of them, they're a collectible. So I still question this idea of we launched something 3 years ago and we're positioning it as a collectible, and therefore people should buy it. And no matter how many different versions of it we make, it will always hold value, which is inherent in the process of collectible because
there's only one position Top Shot has with regards to its collectors.
Yeah.
Doggy style.
100%. Anyway, so that's the collectible thing. They've also very often talked about, as Budavane said, it's the future of fandom. And I know the way that they're paying that off, or they have been, is they've got these 30 incredibly brilliant and dedicated team captains who they get free tickets to basketball games, and then they click buttons in the Discord and they give them to people to go to basketball games that they bought from the team, which people could also buy basketball tickets on their own and go to games.
Yeah,
so
we need a METZ timer.
How do you feel about that promise of the future of fandom? Is that what Top Shot is?
Damn, I missed the METZ timer.
All right, can I jump in here, Tandy?
All right, sure. Yeah, talk about the future of fandom, Ben.
No, I mean, I think the problem with Top Shot is what it actually is. It's a financial platform, and that's the problem that Top Shot has. It's a financial platform, but they're doing everything to dress it up for it not to be.
What do you mean a financial platform?
Well, let me give you an example. You sign up somebody new. That I've signed up a lot back in the day. A lot of basketball fans. They're hardcore basketball fans. I have group chats with them. We just talk about basketball, and they're like, "Dude, this is sick. Like, I like this." As soon as they bought something and they lost money, so how the site is constructed, the psychology of everything involved, it is a financial platform. And so as soon as they lost money, they're like, "Bro, I just lost $200 in this shit." Like,
well,
what
it's
is
an e-commerce site, right?
Yeah, you can call it an e-commerce site.
Site.
You're much more articulate than I am. An e-commerce site, beautiful. You know, honestly. And so as soon as they lose money, they're like, "Dude, I like basketball, but I don't want to lose money." And so I think that Top Shot is running away from that, which is fine. That's their decision. But the new user that comes in, as long as they keep buying stuff, they buy a pack for $1,000 and the contents are worth $600. I don't care who you are. It's going to rub you the wrong way, man. It just is. So
nobody likes to be rubbed the wrong way.
Yeah, they've got to. I'm holding my comments, but they've got to find a way to embrace that part of the platform and make it kind of work for people. We don't have to become. You don't have to become millionaires, but you want to at least know that I'm buying something and there's a future for me. I'm not a gambler. You know what I mean? But I like basketball, and I just don't want to lose money. That's always kind of been my thing.
So I want to get to something you just mentioned. So e-commerce platform, but it's not really an e-commerce platform because the only e-commerce platforms that work is where there's a genuine value exchange, where you're buying stuff on the platform and you're getting something valuable in return, a product, a service, whatever. And it sounds like from what you're saying, and based on the 97% of attrition that we've had just over the last year, that people buying the thing on the e-commerce site, they're not getting the value they expected. So they're not customers anymore. So it can't be that. For a while there, you know, when Janie was in charge, they said it was a game, right? They started calling us players instead of consumers or users. We were players playing a game. And I feel like they've actually recently leaned heavily into the game thing with the leaderboards and the burning challenges and the regular challenges. Do you guys think it's a game? Is Top Shot a game?
It's a strange game if it's a game. I mean, I know that they have,
you know,
they even have that in the menu.
How do you play?
Yeah, it's like a burning and crafting and collecting kind of game. I mean, there's weirder, nerdier games than that out there. Like, but when I think of a game, I think of like video games and things of that nature, board games. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I would call it, but Ben, to answer you and to answer maybe Jay as well, when we're talking about like, well, it's a financial platform and yada yada. I think the place to look is physical. Yeah, I'm trying something new there, but physical.
Probably retire that one.
I literally just found it. I literally just found it and uploaded it while you were talking, Jay. So anyway, but the point being is that this is like, I think that they have used physical cards and the way the physical card market works and the way people collect physical cards as something to base their strategy on. So like they see how physical card works, and they were talking about this way back in the day. And you've seen, and that's the easiest.
That's why they always go to those card shows,
they don't,
right?
I mean, they don't always go. I've been wanting them to go.
So it's just a digital version of cards, but wait, they're not actually selling it to people who like cards?
Tandy, I promised you hot takes. You
okay,
ready?
Go ahead, Ben. Give us a hot take, and then I'll answer Jay's question.
Where's that Shaq graphic?
Oh, okay. Let me look that up. Spicy take. Where is he? Here we go.
Spicy.
Although
This is
normally
one of
we
the-
do that after, but go ahead. Go ahead, Ben.
This is one of the biggest mistakes Top Shot has made in the last year, is trying to position themselves as digital sports cards. It's their biggest mistake, or one of their biggest mistakes, because they're not digital sports cards, or they shouldn't try to be, because when we all got into Top Shot, it was something new. And what it was aligned with sports cards, because we grew up with sports cards as a kid.
That was
right?
the reference point.
That was the reference point. There was a sense of nostalgia, but it was something new and it was something different. Because I got news for you. If we wanted to fucking collect cards, we would collect cards, but we all stopped. But when this new thing was introduced that had so much potential and limitless in this new frontier of non-fungible tokens, it was exciting. You're going back and you're aligning yourself and you're associating with something that you just aren't. And I think it's to your detriment, because you're trying to claw at a market because you're trying to gain market share. No, my friend, you need to be bold and establish a new market share. And I just think it's one of their fundamental problems that they had, because all the time people are like, well, in card collecting, this ain't card collecting, bro. And that analogy is just going to hurt them.
Yeah.
But so Ben,
I
you
think
don't think that the most logical place to attract new fans, new consumers, is the physical card collectors who say, "Oh, that's kind of neat. That's sort of similar to
Not a
something I
chance
like
in hell,
doing."
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. And obviously, this is all anecdotal, right? Let me tell you why. When did you get into card collecting?
When I was like 7 years old.
When you were 7. Jay?
I would say when I was about 8 years old.
When you were a kid. You were a fucking kid. That's when you got into card collecting.
That's right.
So there's an argument. These adults, they got their fucking ways, man. You know what I mean? Most of them are set in ways. You might get some of them, but they got their collections. They got their cards. There's an argument to be made for children of a new generation, but they can't play Top Shot.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, they can, can't they?
There's no kids account.
Not yet. I guess they said they were going to. Anyway, real quick, let me just finish my point because it's kind of going in circles, I feel.
Jay.
We've just listed off 5 or 6 different things that Top Shot can be, might be, at different points said they were. We didn't even get into the stock market or the NBA thing. I don't think there are any of those things, right? Like Top Shot still 3 years in has a severe identity problem. And until they figure out what they are, what they stand for, how people should view them, how people should expect the experience to unfold, I think it's going to be a problem. And there's your 36 seconds back. What is it? Nobody knows what it is.
I know, but what okay,
about?
listen. If you think back to when we were in the fever dream that was the beginning of this platform.
It was gambling, and it's still gambling.
Well,
that's all it is. It's gambling on basketball, and we like basketball. That's why we were drawn to it.
They're trying to dress it up as something else, Jay. That's the problem.
That's my point. They've tried to dress it up as a bunch of different things. None of them took. None of them made sense. Nobody embraced any of them. The only people who are still here are gamblers. The only people who were ever here were gamblers because nobody else knows what it is.
There's some hardcore collectors, dude. There's some people that just like the moments, man.
Yes, of course. Of course. Yeah. There's dozens of them, but who cares?
All right, but Tandy, what were you saying?
Okay, so the genesis of this was the beginning of this NFT craze. And you can dress NFTs a lot of different ways. You can say, oh, it's just gambling. You can say that it's shit coins with a JPEG attached to them. Or I think it's like a mixture of a few different things, though. Like there's that element to it. There's also the element that is, this might be something futuristic that might build upon itself and might really surprise us as the years go on.
Anything might be, though. That's not a pitch. Anything might be anything.
Anything, you don't hitch your wagon to anything. You hitched your wagon to this NBA licensed product, and it made some sense because we were in the
finite term. And we have all seen, even recently, in this very same market, licenses get taken back because of lack of performance. Like, who cares?
Guys, can I interject?
What is it?
Quick?
Yeah.
So another thing, what I'm trying to say is not to criticize the user base, because a lot of them are great people and lovely people, and they just want to love basketball.
Which ones are the good ones?
We'll talk about that off the stream. But another thing is this thing that now they're saying like, oh, but when Wemby comes, guys, let's be real. It's not changing a goddamn thing. When Wemby comes, you will see some short-term price action. Lovely if you can sell into it, but that's not going to save the platform. I'm very, very sorry to tell you, you know what I'm trying to say? So that's what I'm just saying. I don't get this repeated logical mistakes over and over and over again, and you're expecting different results. And then you go to Twitter and cry about it, but then you still buy. So unless you can, Wenby, unless you can, I'm just trying to help again. And you need to resolve that within yourself to say, that's not going to change. And let me just enjoy the collecting.
Well, I think you should direct that to Jay, Ben. Because as I was saying, Jay's got a lot of strong takes, but he still likes the platform. He still plays the game.
I
He
don't
still
like
buys
the
the
platform.
packs.
What is Jay's take? Jay, why are you
Jay,
saying? You're one of
you
the
say
biggest
that,
vendors, Jay,
you
but you're
say
still
that, but-
around.
Yeah,
Biggest critic. What's going on? Let's hear the Jay fucking, treatise on why is he
Did you
still
say-
here and what's the
Did you
deal?
say Treaticus?
Treaticus?
No,
Treaticus.
I miss Treaticus. What? He's like running for president or something?
It's fire.
Oh man.
that's fine.
These guys, the rest of these people, they haven't seen the videos. Like they don't even know what they're missing.
I wanna-
Jay, I don't even know what you're talking about, Jay.
I think we should make, you know how like in every political election they have like the commercial against the other guy. Someone's got to make a commercial against Treaticus. It's like, here's what they don't tell you about Chris Treat, and then you'll have him when he's like picking the woman's hair. Remember that picture that I posted on Twitter, and like then having like loading the DAP and juggling the app and be like, what aren't they telling you about Chris Treat? And then I'll be like a fake politician in Arkansas or something. I think that would be hilarious.
What would
But
you
anyway,
say, though, Candy?
what?
What would you say? Give us an example of like an attack ad on Treaticus.
I don't know. I need someone to
Come
help
on,
me
let's
write
not
an
make
attack
this
ad.
personal. We all know that
No,
Chris
it's a
Treaticus
credit to Treat. It's a credit to Treat.
Top Shot.
Dude, you've
Chris
made it.
Treat
When people are
saved
making
Top
fun of,
Shot.
dude, he did save Top Shot, but when it's a credit to you when you've made it, people are making fun of you. That means you've made it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Can I answer Ben's question?
Which
Yeah.
one?
What was the question? Which is, why are you
He
still
asked,
here?
Why am I still collecting on Top Shot?
Get the timer, Tanner.
Yeah, hold on, let's get that timer
Give me the
going.
minute. Put the minute timer up there.
All right, Jay, you got a minute.
Okay.
Go for it, baby.
First and foremost, I must say my investment has decreased significantly.
Yeah.
I think for the last
You
maybe
don't say.
5-6 months, I have invested less than any other 5 or 6 month period since I joined Top Shot, for what it's worth. But I am still investing. I'm still buying stuff. First and foremost, sunk cost. I've lost a lot of money on this platform, and as any good, true, degenerate gambler thinks, I'm just going to keep putting money into it, and one day I'm somehow going to turn it around. So that's the main thing.
Yeah.
I think beyond that, it's kind of still fun, right? Like when you're bored, you got nothing else to do, and it connects you to basketball. Yeah, I get into it. The nostalgia thing, it's there. Like I love the run it back shit. Like I was saying earlier, like we grew up watching these players. And I think the most important thing beyond the sunk cost,
Jay saw that 8 seconds and he said, "I'm going to chew it up."
intent that they will never get rid of me. I need to maintain my position on the platform just to ensure that I will never go away, and I will always be a thorn in their side and always speak truth to power because somebody needs to do it.
Well, Jay, honestly, I'll take a couple two true things. One, I love that part about you, that you don't give a shit. Okay, that's like my favorite part. It's incredibly entertaining for me. Yeah. But the second part about it is your answer was basically to this guy, D Cloak, which says such negativity. Why even part of Top Shot? You just said that you still enjoy it and you still like it, so it's just not all negativity. And
I haven't heard any negativity.
Yeah, me neither. We've just said our opinion on it. You know what I mean? I mean, we're longtime collectors. You know, although I've been definitely dwindling down my collection.
Yeah.
But you know, I would love to get back into it.
The only thing I would say though, like,
it's a fun little hobby.
But if you're continually putting money into it because you think you're gonna make back what you lost before,
no, I know I'm never gonna make back what I lost before. I just feel like at some point I'm gonna make money on some of my money. You know what I'm saying? Like if you bought something for $3,000 and now it's $30 and you buy it again for $30, like maybe it'll go up to $60.
See what
I'm saying?
That's true. You're cost averaging, right? Cost base averaging.
100%. Yeah.
All right. I guess that's true.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you guys something.
Yeah, go ahead, Ben.
I don't want to destroy the vibes, but in November of 2022, my friend, one of my good friends, was over, and I was like, "Dude, let me tell you about NBA Top Shot. You know, I love it, but I'm so disappointed in it, and I don't really know what to do because the value of my collection keeps going down. You know, but I was giving him all these reasons why not to sell. This could be the future. They've got the NBA's IP, all these reasons, right? And then he just kind of told me, like, look, dude, you kind of already said it yourself. This shit's just going to keep going down. You're just holding on to it for emotional reasons. Yeah, and I thought about it and I was like, you're right, bro. You're right. It was really hard for me to do that. And so I went from 700 moments to 200, right? and thank God, because I probably preserved thousands of dollars in value, and it's
in
come
future losses.
future losses, and I preserved some little gain here and there, but overall loss, right? But I felt so much better about it that I didn't care about the money part about it anymore. You know what I mean? And the second part about it is I just felt like such a weight lifted off me, and so now I went from 200 moments last year, and now I'm whittling it down to about 20. You know what I mean? Because and I'll just say this to the financial people that think that it could be the future one day, and I'm not knocking you because it could be very well. But how rich do you want to get?
Rich?
Right? Yeah.
No, you're not going to get rich on Top Shot.
No, but some people think they will.
Okay.
Right? When you have millions of users, there's this thought out there, right?
Oh, okay.
I'm going to get this collection, and the millions of users in my collection will value, right? Some people put online on Twitter are we going to see a bull run like we did in February 2021 again? No, these thoughts are still out there. I saw it on Twitter. Okay. I put it in our chat.
Do you think people think that about Top Shot or NFTs in general, or like how do you guys? I mean, that's a good question actually to broaden it a little bit. I know bull run. Some people think that's like never going to happen, but there's some people that think that when you think about like what might happen with crypto and things like of that nature, that could potentially ignite some kind of bull run in the future.
So that's my point to you though, Tandy. Yeah. Like, let's say that happens, right? And you have 1,000 moments, right? Yeah. This is the thought. I have 1,000. I'm going to get all these moments. So when it does happen, I'm going to be rich. But my question to you is, how rich do you really want to fucking be? Like, you're telling me if you didn't have 200 moments, you know what I'm trying to say? Or 300 moments or 400 moments or 500 moments? I just think that's an interesting financial position to be in, unless you absolutely love the collecting side.
I think for anybody in their right mind involved in Top Shot today, they have to like the collecting side. I don't think anybody can look at this from a financial standpoint. And by the way, I kind of do like the collecting side. I don't consider myself a true collector, but there is something fun about it, especially once the season starts. Like, I really enjoy getting involved in the Flash challenges if they ever bring that back. It's fun, but I don't think that there's money in this. If it happens, it happens. But I'm not.
I think that I do think that there will be certain moments on the platform that will go up in value, and I think it's going to be challenging to know which moments those are going to be. I think we already know they're not going to be commons, and you're going to have to like time it almost perfectly because it's going to be like.
Do you think they're going to go up in value and they're going to be bought by the people who are already here, or do you think at some point it goes mainstream enough where there are connoisseurs out in the world who are looking to pick up true grails on NBA Top Shot?
Well, I'm talking about the most easiest situation, which is using the people that we already have on the platform.
Well, that already happens today.
Well, sure.
Ask Boston Based. I mean, this schmuck, he buys things all the time for a lot more money than people paid for them, you know, number ones and serial numbers, because he thinks that maybe somebody else in the future will buy it for more. Or maybe he's just a genuine collector and he's an internal connoisseur. But that already happens today. Certainly, some people view some of these moments as truly worth an investment.
Well, that's true. We could ask Boston Based that. But first of all, we have a nice donation from Jumpshoot of 99 cents. So thank you, Jumpshoot. Ice cream so good. Yum, yum. Yes, yes, yes. Ice cream so good.
Tandy, how do you eat ice cream? Can you show us with your microphone? Jay?
Like that. One day we're going to have a ice cream stream.
Could you put your hand like this and show us? Because he donated 99 cents. I think it would be the only right thing to do.
Yeah.
What I would say to that is he has a Ballers PFP, so he's going to have to donate a hell of a lot more than 99 cents for me to do anything with my hands.
Well, a Ballers 99 cents is like a fifth of a Ballers right now.
So no, I think that's an entire Ballers right now.
But what is the so Tinny, question for you? You said that eventually some girls go up, but you just don't know which. Why isn't that happening now? Right? And then the second question is, I still don't see a best case scenario for it because every whatever they release new grails.
No. The best case is it goes mainstream. The best case is just like you have a Mickey Mantle 1960 card and it goes for $2 million at Sotheby's. That'll happen to the LeBron James Cosmic that's sold today because there's only whatever 50 in or 32 in existence, and pop culture they think that it's a reputable, viable platform.
Well, that's a good point, though. And if that happens, it's going to be a small handful, just the same way that it's
All
like
it
Mickey
takes.
Mantle and a
all it
small
takes.
handful of other ones.
But
So
those
like
guys, we're just talking finance. Right now, we're still talking finance.
yeah, right.
Go ahead. Sorry.
We are talking finance, and I don't know, like if you're talking how they should think about expanding this platform and how other people are going to rush into NBA Top Shot. I mean, we've talked about that a little bit in the past, and I know Jay's also talked about that, and minting more moments live at the games and things of that nature. And but
that's how it
think,
happens. They
yeah.
mint more moments. So that's the funny thing about the whole scarcity argument. I think for Top Shot to ever actually go mass, they're going to have to mint a whole hell of a lot more moments. And they're going to have to become a whole hell of a lot more relevant to basketball fans at that common or fandom tier level or whatever. They need to get this shit in as many basketball fans' hands as possible and introduce them to why this experience is better than what they currently have and will, in fact, bring them closer to fandom or their favorite players or their favorite teams or whatever the promise ultimately becomes. And then, like anything else, if enough people value it and like it, like fucking Beanie Babies or Garbage Pail Kids or Mickey Mantle rookie cards, then the cream will inevitably rise to the top. And some people out there in the world will view the Grails as something worth buying for $3 million at a fucking Christie's auction. But until it goes mainstream and until people actually view it as a viable platform, not a collectible, it doesn't have to be a collectible. It just has to be that something the culture embraces. It has to be cool. It has to be relevant. People have to want to be a part of it. If that happens, then the good stuff can actually become great. But until then, it's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Ginobilosaurus.
Well, I mean, that's a good point. The other thing, too, is that, like, if you are treating this as a financial type of thing, which I know a lot of us did in the beginning and maybe now less so, but the point that Joey Bats made about the seashells and such is also that, like, if the revenue model is continually sell new supply, which is what the physical model is as well, then, like, if millions or hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands new people came onto the platform, then wouldn't they just want to sell a whole bunch of new stuff to those people? Like, why would they limit?
But they sell cards in Walmart. Again, not that we're comparing it apples to physical cardboard cards. But I mean, that's Luca's premise on Pudgy Penguins. People are mad at him. He's got this iconic asset that people are spending tens of thousands of dollars for, and he wants to sell $30 or $40, teddy bears in fucking Walmart. People are like, what are you doing? You need to have mass scale. You need that perception. You need awareness. You need people to actually like your thing for inevitably the good or the best stuff among it to be perceived as truly valuable. If it's just a couple thousand nerds in their fucking mom's basement playing video games, which is how this whole thing started, and it's what it's devolved to at this point, it will never be anything. You need mass awareness at the lower level for the truly great stuff to be able to be in demand. That's what I think. I was never worried about scarcity at the common tier. I'm all for minting moments of players at every single game that every single person in attendance can get their hands on, because inevitably a certain small percentage of them will onboard and become actual users, and a certain small percentage of them will become super users and put it in a lot more money. And that level of mass awareness and acceptance from the basketball culture, if they're ever able to get to that point, to me is the only way that this shit ever goes up in value, and the grails or whatever can actually be grails, whatever.
So it's almost like we should flood the lower end. We should have tons and tons.
No,
and
but
tons
only with a
of
smart
end.
distribution method. What they've done is they've flooded the lower end to the same 2,000 or 3,000 schmucks who are putting all their fucking money in, and the only way they do it, like Alex, is they sell all their other shit to get liquid to buy all the new shit, which is, again, by design, why everything is getting flattened, why everything is dropping in value, because it's all the same money being recycled time and time again, minus this 5% cut that Dapper takes on Marketplace and the 100% cut that they take on packs. You can't flood the market with only a few thousand people buying. You have to flood the market, at least at the lower level, when you actually have distribution.
So, guys, do you think they have a plan? What is their plan? Why haven't they told us what their plan is? Like, it's already like year what? Is it year 4, year 5?
Well, I don't expect them to, if they had some grand scheme in arenas or something, I don't expect them to be like, hey, guys, here's what we're going to do and exactly what we're going to do.
Not exactly, but be like, this is what our plan is. Like,
they don't have a plan. They've never had a plan. I mean, we've been here for almost 3 years. We've all seen they have no plan, which is why they pivot every 6 months or every 3 months. There's no plan. It's all data. They have 4 people working there. Like, what are we talking about? What plan?
Who are the 4, Jay?
Sean's brother. I think Sean's dog. No, I mean, it's a small. They have no plan.
Wait, what plan would satisfy you? What would you want to hear them tell you?
He likes the premium subscription, Tandy.
What? What are you talking? What does that have to do with anything?
And he buys. Go ahead, Jay.
I don't know what you just said.
I don't know. I didn't understand that either.
But go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
He got close to the mic to say it, though.
I think I
did.
Pudgies are.
That means I'm saying something salacious.
Now to actually change this. No, what do you mean that Top Shot can't achieve distribution? That makes no sense.
Ooh.
And I love you, K Dunn. So you're going to have to share a little bit more about what you mean. Why can't they achieve distribution? Go where the people are.
I think K Dunn is saying
easier to shift and narrow. Pudgies was dead.
About the premium plan, guys. You didn't believe me.
When Luca took over Pudgies, they were like in the garbage. People fucking hated them. It was a rug. And he shifted that narrative. No, I don't buy that. Of course, Top Shot can shift the narrative. Only 3,000 people even know what Top Shot is today. So most people have never heard of Top Shot. They have no opinion. There's no narrative to shift. They just have to be present where NBA fans are. And they don't have to be in arenas, by the way. We saw them advertise on the NBA.com website and the app. They can.
Wasn't that amazing, Jay?
It was fucking amazing. I saw a banner.
Yeah.
That
was amazing.
My Wi-Fi is shit because I keep.
Your Wi-Fi sucks. My camera has Vaseline. The only good one here is Top Shot Tandy, man.
Anyway, yeah. Oh, geez, I don't even know. I just think that the idea that okay, now I remember what I want to say. It's still so niche. We're still so early, guys. We're still so early. The beginning of the first inning.
It's niche because it has no identity. It's only niche because they don't know what they are. They can't sell what they don't know.
I don't even know if I'd put it that way. I think it's niche because the genesis of this project is a Web3 NFT project. That alone makes it niche. Even when you're talking about
is irrelevant.
Even when you're talking about the most successful Web3 projects, right? Oh, Bored Apes. Bored Apes are niche.
That's not a successful Web3 project. That's an NFT.
Whatever. I mean, I think people could argue with you there. But
what's the difference?
Web3 is the technology. It's the infrastructure. Top Shot is also not a Web3 project, or at least it doesn't have to be. What value have any of us gotten from the fact that it's on the blockchain? They're not even transparent in how they distribute their
you
assets.
Silly goose. What about all the friends we've made?
Exactly.
You are the community.
There's your value, METZ.
That's value in itself. Remember people used to say that? Oh, Matt Roth sighting. Matt Roth is for such a smart... Huh?
I thought Matt was white. Sorry.
That's Drew Holiday right there, actually.
Good point. Yeah.
I was going to say about Matt. For such a smart guy, he is so diehard Top Shot. I hope it works out for him. I mean, I really do.
Hey, you know what? He got it right. He was buying all those Alonzo Mourning debuts for a while for $2 a piece. And now I think he just got to burn one for $2 of credit in the last burn board. So he knew. He
nailed it.
He knew.
Here we go. Alexa's the big brain in the chat. Floaty.
Sorry, I did not mean to laugh at you, Alex.
I don't know, man. I always just think I know it's annoying to say we're early because the price action we're really late on. We're not early at all on the price action, but in terms of the awareness and the acceptance of what this thing is, we are early. And in that case, we're early.
Tandy?
Whatever it is, whatever.
What the fuck is it? What are we talking about?
Did you guys please post Poker Pro Eric's comment?
This one?
3 Series 1 moments.
I love when Matt Roth does those tweets posting 3 Series 1 moments he bought, thinking he got a deal, only to see them drop in half in a few weeks.
Poor Matt Roth.
I know, poor Matt. We love you, Matt, but
we do. You're one of us.
Yeah, but the point is at its most simplest of what it is like what we've been talking about already. At the most simplest of what it is it's like a digital little keepsake. It's like a digital sticker book that you enjoy. And
When you used to collect your sticker books, Tandy, did you look at the stickers?
Of course I did.
Nobody
when I
looks
was
at
younger.
these things, so try again.
No, I'll tell you why. Because in your sticker books, they didn't have a fucking revolving price signal that changed all the fucking time. And that's the original sin, Jay. That's the fucking elephant in the room. Is there's this fucking dollar.
Oh, that's the
sign.
original sin?
No, it's not. That I just wanted to incorporate that word. There's a dollar sign next to every fucking moment.
Yeah.
As long as that's the case, people are going to be focused on, dude, it's the fucking almighty dollar. It runs the world. You can't run away from it. As long as that $2 is sitting there, you're never going to be able to run away from the fact that you want to call an e-commerce site, a financial platform.
Well, I think this is why Janie was trying to push for them to become a game, because I think they realized at a certain point, there's only so many degenerate gamblers in the world who genuinely want to gamble on digital trading cards. To gamify it, to turn it into something that actually had utility that people could play and can earn, and that whole future of fandom thing. I think that has potential. And that is where I think that the blockchain is a really fascinating potential solution, where in theory, you can identify who a player or a team's biggest fans are, not just based on what they buy, but how they interact within the community, how they participate, how they contribute. And you can bring them closer to the things they love. The problem is this company, while they used to literally use it as their mantra, when they actually said that the NLL was the Soho house of the internet, they're pathological liars, and they didn't carry through on any of those promises, which means it's always going to be the lowest common denominator. All this platform is the price next to the moment. That's all it is at this point.
So, Jay, this guy, Decloak, has an interesting point. He says, there you go, Tandy. Thank you.
He says, interesting takes to say they have no plans, but yet also say you continue to buy and collect.
Yeah, Decloak. I have traumatic brain injury. Okay. Try again.
Wait, is that true, Jay? Did you suffer a serious accident?
You know what? When I was in college, I drove into a telephone pole driving 60 miles an hour, unintentionally, and I do tend to blame a lot of my behavior on that.
Where'd you go, Jay? Rutgers?
Villanova.
Oh yeah, that's right. Nice.
Yeah.
Tanny, where'd you go?
UMass Amherst.
No shit.
Ben, where did you go?
University of Arizona.
Really? It's a total party school.
No.
Yeah.
It's a good Jewish school, man.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Love the. You're welcome. You're welcome. What else, Tandy?
What else, guys? What else do we have?
I don't know. I'm here for the Poker Pro Eric versus Matt Roth argument that started 2 years ago in Spaces. That's continuing today.
Did it? I like
fun.
PPE. I remember when I first discovered him, I thought, well, I won't say what I thought.
No,
but I like him.
You might as well, Jay.
No, because I like him. I like him.
Let me think. What else can we discuss here? I mean, we're all like trying to figure out what
are their plans for
Top Shot is
Series
to everyone.
5? Do they have plans like what is Series 5 going to bring that haven't been brought yet?
They're going to burn stuff.
Real quick. Again, like I know people love Top Shot and they're here because they love Top Shot. I want to be as positive as possible. But NFL All Day comes out with this tweet like, "You wait and see what we did to the website," and then like all the comments are like, "What did you do? Like, what are you talking about?" And they're like, "Well, we gave you some organizational tools." And they're like, "What?"
Okay, so first of all, Ben, we have to be honest with ourselves. You can't say NFL All Day. It's that Spencer kid, right? So like it's Spencer.
No, it's
and
hashtag Jay.
You can't say like NBA Top Shot comes out and no, it's Sean, right? Like we literally know the people behind these brands. Like it's not like these big, incredibly diverse organizations with like all this firepower, and it's like it's a couple dudes that like we literally used to collect with on Discord. I
think that's simplifying it a little bit.
Okay.
But I personally don't really collect on All Day, so I don't have too much to say about it. I know people were complaining about Playbook and things like that.
All Day was a con. All Day was just another way for them to make money from the same schmucks who were buying shit on Top Shot. And all they did, which we all knew was going to happen, was splinter money from Top Shot into another dapper product, which is half the reason that Top Shot failed.
But can I ask you a question, Tandy? Because you seem like a middle of the road collector. Like you're not somebody that's like, I'm here to get rich, but you're also not here that's like, I love to collect. You seem to me like right in the middle.
Sure.
I had so much more fun with challenges when the outcome of am I going to make money on the reward was in question.
Yeah.
Every challenge now, and NFL All Day has this playbook thing, which is cool. But when I stop playing playbook, it's like, I know I'm going to lose money on this, so it's not fun for me. Am I alone in this thinking, or do you share that also?
I share that also. I think I also really enjoyed with challenges when you weren't sure who was going to pump. You you were holding a Rajon Rondo, and all of a sudden he was leading in assists with a few minutes to go, and you're like, oh my God, he's going to spike in value. And meanwhile, some people obviously get screwed by that price action. But to me, that's part of the fun. I mean, I think most of us are degens. We make bets on these players, let's call it. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. What I don't like is when you do the challenges, they're super low, they're low cost. The result is not very exciting.
Low risk, low reward.
Low reward. There's no big spikes. It's like, then it's purely sticker book collecting, like we were just talking about. It really
Nobody
is.
likes low risk, low reward. What I would say about the challenges, I also liked them for a while. Until it turned out that like Matt was rigging the challenges and making sure certain things didn't pump because they were afraid that only a few people would have that shit.
But even when that was happening, Jay, those challenges were still good. I mean, I know that your Kevin Durant run it back wasn't pumping, but still, that's when challenges were interesting.
They were interesting, but it was just like, it was also stupid. Like whoever like hit the third to last free throw in the game, like if you gambled on that guy, you were going to make money. Like it was just like another form of like true degenerate gambling, which is not scalable. Right? Like that was perfect for the 3 or 4 or 5 or 6,000 people that actually engaged at that point. But if the plan was ever for this thing to go mainstream, the core of the product experience couldn't be you have to gamble right and have the guy who hits the third to last free throw. Like that was not viable. Like it was good in the moment. It did its thing. It sufficed for the degenerates who were part of the platform then, but at some point they were going to have to move beyond that. Like that's not a product.
Can I say something off topic?
Yeah,
I'll give you a compliment.
Go ahead,
man. Your interview with Jennifer Sudo was fantastic. Can I actually ask you a couple of questions about that?
Sure.
So what is your, like, Jennifer Sudo is like an NFT. She's been around since the beginning. She's like a legend in the NFT space. What is your mindset in going into an interview like that?
My mindset is that I'm interviewing someone who has a lot of background history, who is on the V Friends event and all that other stuff. Why? What should my mindset be, Ben?
No, I'm just saying you interview a lot of different guests. You know what I'm trying to say? And then you've had Doucette on here, right? It's just,
I mean, it's similar to that mindset, Ben. I think you're trying to make me say something weird, but
no, dude. I just really enjoyed that interview, and I think you did a great job. I was just asking, you know. I just wanted to give you a compliment. Like, you know, Jay, I don't know if you watched it.
I did.
Yeah.
Later,
like I don't interview.
I couldn't do it in real time. I did it at
night.
I was busy during.
So you watched it at night.
No.
Got it. Was everybody?
I mean, that's usually when I watch Tandy's show, huh?
Was everybody asleep in your house?
The cats.
You guys need Jesus. And that's coming from a Jew.
Maybe that's killed that motherfucker.
Hot take alert.
Anyway, what were we talking about before Ben tried to make it weird?
Do you remember when Ben did the Dorian Finney-Smith?
I'll never forget that.
That was fun.
Hey guys, I got to be honest with you. I'm just like this in real life.
I know.
I'm not sure if that's a good thing.
As am I.
But yeah, I think actually what I wanted to talk about was that. So we were talking about, like you said, it can't be a platform where people are like gambling and this and that. Like when we've been talking about the platform,
not if they want to integrate into the entirety of the ecosystem of the NBA. I don't think. Well, just because I don't think there's enough demand for a degenerate gambling platform. I think people want to have fun. I think people love the NBA because they love the players and they love the teams. They love the outcomes of the games. They want to be closer to that. That was always the promise of the blockchain. It connects you. It gathers data about you. It allows you to curate the experience that you want and you crave. You can earn things, perks, rewards. Like none of that has come to fruition. Sorry.
Right. So then in other words, your version of what NBA Top Shot, the pinnacle of what it could be, is like a rewards program in a way.
No, I mean, I think that's part of it. I think it's an experience platform. I think that's the pinnacle of NBA Top Shot. And sure, earning and perks and rewards can be part of it. And collecting can certainly be part of it. And curating can be part of it. And kind of a choose your own adventure can be part of it.
That's what I'm trying to get to.
Having amazing basketball experiences with or without other collectors can be part of it.
They have to create demand. And I'm not just talking about in the
But that would have demand.
Well,
right?
that's what I'm
Like
trying to
being
say.
the pinnacle of basketball experience has a shit ton of
Correct.
demand. They
But
don't
we're
have
not
to create the demand. They have to have a team that knows how to execute against that.
That's part of it, but like not just in the number of moments demand, but look at
No.
look like a game like fantasy football. You're waiting all week for Sunday. Yes, there's Thursday night, but you're waiting all week for Sunday. You're building demand for this one event.
Mhm.
Top Shot, it's kind of like nothing is. They're just releasing this stuff that
There's
like
no there.
you know, there's nothing there. It's just kinda
Disagree,
like,
Mike. Disagree. The NFT is just one piece of what Top Shot was supposed to be. Like that's just the thing they sell. That wasn't the promise that they conveyed.
So
the
hold on a
future of
second.
fandom was not about buying and selling NFTs. That's
Celtics
just a small
fan,
slice of it.
Celtics fan John Michael Weisberg, who should be elated that they went through the massive upgrade from Marcus Smart to Drew Holiday. I don't get about this whole Celtics thing of people jizzing over Drew Holiday. He's a good player, but what is for the Celtics? What's the upgrade between Marcus Smart and Drew Holiday? It's an upgrade, but how big is
upgrade?
it? Now,
It's a big upgrade.
I'm not so sure about that, dude. Marcus Smart won Defensive Player of the Year. I'm not a huge Marcus Smart fan. He was really integral to that team. Drew Holiday's a little bit older. I don't know, man. Everybody's jizzing on the Celtics now because why? They got Chris Stopps, who's a fucking bum on 2 bum knees, and they got Drew Holiday.
The masses don't know Top Shot. Like NFT nerds know Top Shot.
What do you think about the Top Shot pack marketplace? I think is a great question, though. Why is this not exciting you? You can buy packs now. Haven't you been asking that for years?
I had never asked for it because I was never somebody who collected packs, but more so, they have a moment marketplace. You know what happens on the moment marketplace? Nothing, because everybody buys their shit directly from Dapper. Who cares if there's a pack marketplace? All that means is that the early adopters who stored hundreds or thousands of packs can now sell them and get more liquidity. How does that help anybody? Who gives a shit?
Well, I think it's not a bad thing to give
care.
people an opportunity to buy closed packs. I mean,
It's
again,
just gambling. It's just more
gambling.
gambling.
It's an exact correlation to physical cards.
It's like gambling. Who cares?
I mean, yes, there is an element of gambling, but that's like you find that everywhere. I mean, my son likes getting Pokemon cards.
Why are we excited about the
the
fact that you can sell packs?
Can I give you guys a scenario?
Because why not? Because you were buying packs previously, so why shouldn't you be able to sell them?
I'm not saying you shouldn't be able to. I'm saying why is it exciting?
It's not. I don't think it's super exciting, but it is kind of exciting if you want to go buy an old pack from years ago. You know, it's the same way where when you were able to rip an S1 pack that you never got to rip because you weren't here with Alexo, then you got to rip it, and that was exciting. So
it wasn't exciting because it was almost all shit.
Guys, let me give you a scenario. And
you were excited.
Honestly,
don't lie, Jay.
Let me give you a scenario, guys. I think about this. I think about this often, and tell me if I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Series 2. Let's go back to Series 2. They had the massive.
Please no.
They had the massive boom. There are still a ton of users. Let's say Top Shot is like, okay, we don't want this crazy thing. Let's release a little bit supply. But from there, you had really confident and strong leadership and said, okay, we're not going to, when we release a pack, it's going to be a fucking event. It's not going to be all so often. It's going to be an event. I don't know how often that is, but it's going to be an event. We're going to promo it. We're going to talk about it. And there's not that many moments out there. So these packs are going to be very few and far between.
Yeah.
Then when we're going to have like one event a week where you can participate with your moments or whatever it is. And that event is like a fucking event. I just kind of go back and think like, what if they played it that way? They would have kept the demand going. They would have kept everything going. You know, I don't know, man. I think about that so often.
Yeah.
It would have still been cool because you would have been like, holy shit, this pack's going to come out in 2 months. Like we haven't seen a pack in 2 months. Like, holy shit, did you do the fucking challenge this week? You know what I mean? It's still.
Well, they went the opposite. I agree with you. I think eventizing things, as long as there's a constant kind of steady drumline leading up to the event, it's worthwhile things to do. It makes all the sense in the world. All the biggest and best brands eventize like their iconic experiences. They intentionally, 100%. They intentionally went the other way, right? Like Rohan famously came out and said he wants packs to be always on, always accessible, 24/7. Anytime you can go to the pack marketplace and buy stuff.
Just like cards.
Just like cards.
But here's the difference. There are already people lining up at the doors at card stores and at Walmart to buy cards. There is no demand for this stuff. Even then, there was no real mass demand for this stuff. It was still just this small cohort of internet degenerates. For them to ever go mass, they do need some semblance of their shit to be accessible always. And I think it has to be in stadiums, and I think it has to be to fans within those moments as the games are transpiring. But I agree. I think the truly special shit should be events, 100%. Big events.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
What do you guys
I
say?
mean, I think
Sorry,
there's a few reasons why something like that happened. I agree with you though, Ben, and it's similar to when we had the collectibles guru on the show, and he was talking about Supreme and how that changed management. And before it changed management, every single time Supreme did a clothing drop, it was a huge event. Everyone lined up. There was like this idea that if you were lucky enough to get it, you could flip it. And then they always kept things more expensive, not accessible, and it just kept that sort of level of something that was special. And then a new management stepped in and made it way more widespread. Anyone could get their hands on it, and of course the hype died off. And so I think that I mean, we already knew ahead of the game. So before we want to like place any conspiracy theories, like we knew that's what they wanted. Whether that was the right decision, obviously for someone who was playing the speculation game, wasn't the right decision for us. But for them who are running a business and raising valuations in the billions, they had to, we can sell shitloads of this stuff and everyone will buy it. And they were right for that situation. I mean, obviously it didn't help us, but like if you're looking at from their perspective, could there have been a way where they could have sort of met somewhere in the middle? I think so. And I think that they sort of revved the engine as hard as it could go. And I don't think they needed to. And I think obviously it's had lasting effects, but I think they were like in between that balance. And I think if you were in that situation, it might've been a tough one for you as well. If I had to imagine.
You talking about me or Jay?
It could be you, Ben, if you were in that situation.
Jay, why in your opinion, because as I understand, one of your jobs is a Web3 consultant, but before that you were advising major brick and mortar and retail brands. You would think that somebody like you that got into the Web3 space, Dapper would at least contact you to hire you. I'm being very serious. Why do you, because a lot of things that you're saying like makes a lot of sense. Like, why aren't they doing these sort of things? And it seems like good ideas to me. Has there ever at any time been discussions for you to either work there or advise them? What's so funny? Huh?
You're funny. I think,
First
and foremost, good ideas
if the answer is no, then why not?
As you well know. But good.
We lost him.
Just leave that up.
Am I back?
You're back.
Go ahead.
Fucking goddamn fucking Wi-Fi.
Gotta stop stealing your neighbor's internet.
Because I'd be like, hey,
T-Mobile.
I'd even say to you, Jay, say to you, hey, you know what? This guy could be a schmuck, but I'm going to give him I'm going to roll the dice and I'm going to set up a deal with him. I'm an old school kind of guy. Handshake deal, or you can put it in a contract, whatever. It's going to be for a short period of time. Let's see how this works out for me. And if it doesn't, you can go fuck yourself. But maybe it does. I'd at least give you a shot.
Yeah. So as most people know, back when Janie was in charge, she did want to bring me on board, and I was amenable to it. We discussed it. She did. Yeah.
Okay.
You used to have coffee with Janie, you know.
I did have coffee with Janie. She didn't tell me she wanted to bring you on board, though.
Yeah. But somebody with an accent nixed it internally. It doesn't matter. Listen, the bottom line is good ideas are a dime a dozen, but it has to ladder up to the central truth of what a company is trying to accomplish. Everybody has good ideas. Everybody in this chat has good ideas. What is the company? What's its North Star? What's its product market fit? What problem in the world is it seeking to solve? What experience is it giving people that they otherwise could never have? Like, what is Top Shot? That's why I always keep coming back to it, because I do think Top Shot means something different to so many different people, including those who work at the company, those who started the company, the partners that they have at the NBA. Everybody sees this thing as something different. I don't think that they've fully aligned on what it is or why it matters and why people should care, how people should think about it. And therefore, ideas are irrelevant. There's always going to be great ideas, but what are we building towards? Nobody knows.
Tandy, if you could advise Roham right now, what would be your advice? You get him in a room.
Gosh, I don't know. You gotta let me think about the answer to that question for a bit. But one thing I do want to talk about is that, like, something that you just alluded to is that Top Shot is something different to different people, and I don't think that is necessarily a bad thing. I think that you can have your different segments of users. I think right now maybe it's a little bit hard to understand like how that's playing out to each segment, but I think that in like a healthy ecosystem, and again we can talk about cards again, you can have like the super whales and you can have the dads who are buying $1 Drew holidays for their kids, and you can have like the golden ticket Willy Wonka experience that the whales and some of the dads and their kids are going after. Like, I feel like you can have all those things and you can market it differently and it can still make sense and it can
But all
still
those
all
things
live on the
exist.
platform.
Why do you need Top Shot for that?
Because, well, why not? I mean,
But it already exists. Like these.
Well, what do you mean it all exists? All right, where are you going to go get some collectibles and also
Fucking
potentially
Walmart. Go to fucking
sit-
Walmart, buy your fucking pack. It's probably going to be all trash. That's fine. And maybe you get the golden ticket. It already exists. You don't need another one of those.
Does it though? First of all, and also if you look at what's happening on like Panini
There was some promotion I saw. One of these card companies, if you pulled a certain card, you got free Taco Bell for life.
Right. Okay. And I know that does sometimes happen, but also the card companies, I mean, also have sort of a bad reputation for some of this stuff in the back end going haywire. Obviously, that can also happen digital, but I think that's kind of what the blockchain of the idea of the blockchain is supposed to counteract.
Top Shot is entirely rooted on a randomizer that nobody has any faith is actually random. That's like the core tenet of the entire platform.
Can you post Poker Pro Eric's comment, please?
The sole reason for Top Shot to be on the blockchain.
I think the issue with Dapper, says Poker Pro Eric, has always and will always be the users. They have the same whiny crybaby users.
I mean, I know he's got a reputation, but can you imagine that a company is like, the reason we're not doing well is our customers. Can you imagine any company saying that? It's our customers. We're doing great. It's our fucking customers.
No, but so this is a key point and something that I forgot, but I know is somewhere deep in my skull, which is like the card companies, they don't fulfill their redemptions. There's all these problems on the back end. So
yeah,
while you're right, Jay, that those things do exist, I think
no, but that's actually my point. Don't try to replicate or even improve upon something that exists. You don't need a slightly better version of shit. This was not supposed to be that. This is supposed to be something different.
But we're not talking about that. We're talking about eating shrimp scampi with Clay Thompson and something like that.
But those hasn't been delivered.
It has been delivered. What do you mean?
To 5 people, 4 of whom are Alex.
Yeah, but that's the proof of concept.
But I think 3 years in.
I think what Tandy's trying to say is they still potentially have a unique proposition to offer.
I do think
a lot of things are potentially potential, but
they've delivered. They've offered some of it, is what he's saying.
They've offered some of
Alex,
it. Okay, I know that it's mostly been to Alexo, and I know that it obviously we'd like to see more of it.
And paying for those things.
Remember the Top Shot convention?
Which one was that?
Remember when it got canceled and we never fucking heard about it again?
Yes, like the truckload of flow and the fucking 9 Lives Lounge and the free hot dogs. Yes.
Well, they did do the thing in New York City where Quavo took a selfie with Roham.
How long ago was that though?
Like 3 years ago, I think.
Yeah, and then what happened to Quavo's bandmate?
Roham got violent with him.
Dead. That's what happened.
Jeez.
Hold
Jay, let me has a wash bomb. What happened, Mike? What did you say? Oh, was this the wash bomb? When's the last event like that we've had? I don't think that was your wash bomb.
Hey guys, did we all
I think his bomb was he was the first one to come out and say the Top Shot convention has been canceled. And he knew because they were paying him to do an event and then they canceled on him at the last minute and he did it anyway.
They weren't.
You know what, guys?
Yeah.
I honestly, guys, if you think about it, and I'm going to say something kind of out of bounds here, like off the wall a little bit, everybody assumes Janie was the problem, was a bad hire. Maybe she had some really good ideas. The Top Shot convention, that's not bad. Going net, cutting the supply net neutral, not bad. All the things she was doing to gamify the platform, not bad. From what we understand, it was all nixed. The convention was canceled. This. Was that really Janie?
No, it wasn't Janie. I think Janie was the fall guy. It was easy to blame Janie.
That was my pack, jump shoot. That motherfucker took my run it back pack. I earned that shit. I still haven't gotten proper compensation.
Hey, can we all agree that if there's another convention, we're all going to go, right? Can we all commit? No. Come on, guys. What? You went to the other one.
I went 2 years ago. This past year, I didn't bother going to Vegas.
So if they have another one in Vegas, you don't want to go?
If I'm VIP at the time and they pay me to go, then I'll go.
I'm talking, you're not going to be VIP. I'm saying just to go there and fuck around. You don't want to go?
I just don't care enough. But I don't know. If you go, I'll go.
That's what I'm trying to say, Tandy. Yeah. I have a commitment from you, sir.
I mean, I'd love to be there. It all depends on what's going on.
Okay, good. Now all we need is pack drip.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Pack drip says we threw the first one. We threw the first Top Shot convention. Let's see. Ginobili says, I met Joaquin Noah and 2 former Cavs, and my name is not Alex. So there you go. There are
Ooh,
people
in
like
Jay's
Ginobili.
face. Direct shot.
And you got a shout out from Roro when he was talking to the commissioner, right?
Did he?
That was pretty cool. Yeah, did you guys watch that video? They've shown it a few times on Pack Drops. I think only 32 people have ever watched it on YouTube. But it was where Roham sat down with Adam Silver at Vegas during
I remember that.
Summer League.
I didn't watch it.
And Malika, she asked Roham, what is Top Shot? And he went on this fucking rambling thing for 13 minutes. Well, it's this and it's community. And Adam Silver's like, yeah, it's like digital sports cards. And the place oh, okay. Roham still doesn't know what the fuck he's building.
What did Magic Johnson say it was? Does anybody remember?
I do.
Remember when he was on Jimmy Kimmel?
It's
like
a collectible. It's like a collectible.
Like a digital collectible.
Oh, here we go.
Oh boy. Cooking with Ben.
Yeah, Magic Johnson's a fucking wind-up doll. You give him some money, you wind him up, and he'll just say whatever the paper says. He's fine. Whatever. Yeah, Adam Silver summed it up, sort of. I do think that they need to revisit that whole future of fandom thing. I think in the year 2023 and beyond, people want meaningful experiences. We're in this world where third-party cookies are being deprecated. It's harder and harder for brands to track data about their most important customers. Like, what do people actually want? This is an ideal kind of conduit to actually help the NBA understand their most avid fans, people who are willing to spend money, and then deliver them experiences that they crave. I think Adam Silver said it right. Such a small percentage of people ever actually have the opportunity to go to NBA games. You talk about their global audience. If Top Shot can be a conduit to meaningful sports experiences based on what people are collecting, I think that's what justifies it being in existence. It's what justifies it being on the blockchain. It's what will get them mass recognition and awareness. And I think once you get, and I know Kraken and I disagree on this a little bit, once they get that level of mass recognition and cultural resonance in basketball culture, that's when enough eyeballs will be placed on those truly iconic, quote unquote, grails and put them in that upper echelon of things that people think are actually worth money. If it's just this small group of schmucks who want to gamble on fucking digital sports cards, it's dead. It's dead.
All right.
Okay,
Well,
true or false? Top Shot is a scared brand.
What the hell does that mean?
First of all, it's not a brand. It's a company. They've not earned brand status. There's nothing brand about Top Shot. And yes, they're fucking terrified.
I just get the sense
what are you guys even talking about? What?
Like, you need to put your fucking nuts on the table. You know what I mean? Like, the way they tweet and the way they interact with their users, and I just don't get a very confident vibe from them. You know what I mean? No. I don't get a confident vibe. Like, this is who we are. This is what we're doing. This is our fucking plan. You know what I mean? We're gonna make it. This is the
confidence
best
comes from certainty, though, Ben. Again, I hate to be a broken record.
But
they don't know the answer.
It comes from belief.
It comes from certainty.
You have to at least have belief. I don't get a sense that they believe
something.
They got to believe and come out and be like, this is what we're fucking doing. We're so excited.
They don't know. They don't understand the customer. They don't understand the landscape. They don't understand the culture. They don't know what they are. They can't be confident. They have no clue what they are.
Like, put your dick on the table and be like, we're going to ride or die with this motherfucker. You want to join us? Let's fucking go. I want some swag in the companies that I buy. You know what I mean? Or the things I invest in. And, sure, I shop at Target, but,
Who, Alan? Jacob? Who's got the swag, Ben?
Oh, I don't want to get personal.
This is the good comment right here.
You know what, Mike? If you, we don't really want to go there. Actually, not going to go there. I will say this though: credit to Chris Treat for getting his leveraging his Top Shot user base to get elected for mayor. I think that's very smart.
All right.
He's going to get 32 votes from that.
God, what the hell? I feel like I had something to say.
PPE is hilarious.
All right, so Jay, when you went on your presidential speech just now.
Yeah.
Does anybody still follow Carrie on Instagram? Oh, we know PPE does.
We know you do.
Yeah.
You sent that shit in our group chat.
I do.
Ahead,
there's no bones about it. That's why I'm bringing it up.
All right.
Jay, do we want to start exposing the group chat, Jay?
No.
Okay.
No.
Anyhow,
no.
So Jay, in your speech just now, you were talking about how, like, ideally Top Shot gets to a place where they are like the culture, and then you can show you your biggest and strongest and most your NBA fans that just love the product and they can identify with their biggest fans. The problem with that statement, and the problem with that statement,
Well, not that
was,
love the I think you're oversimplifying it, but okay.
well, sure, I'm probably am oversimplifying
Sure.
it, but the point being that like you're I think that's putting the cart before the horse, and that's when Roham says it as well. It's like those are not the top fans of your team or the top fans of certain players. Those are the top fans within a niche of like
100%. No,
digital
it needs to be
collectible
integrated.
people.
No. This needs to be integrated into the core NBA experience. Just because somebody's buying Top Shot moments doesn't mean that they're a fan.
I know,
right?
but
Like that's one element.
Point. Right.
That's one facet of
so something else
Candy,
comes
that's
first.
the beauty of first and zero party data collection. If this company is genuinely integrated with the NBA, who also is collecting data about their users, about their customers, with Ticketmaster, who by the way is also a Flow client, right? Data around who's attending games, who's consuming content on social media, who's creating content, who's buying NBA Top Shot moments, who's buying merchandise. If and when you can coalesce all of this first and zero and third party data about people, you can paint the most accurate picture ever about who is a fan of what, who's actually connected to teams and players and the sport in general. And then you can curate an experience. Top Shot is just one facet of the overall NBA fan experience. It needs to be integrated in. Yes, I am a little manic today. You're not wrong. I just had a double espresso before I started. No, it's just one facet of it. Just people buying digital collectibles is not the totality of evidence of somebody's fandom, but it can be a big part of it for sure.
Anyway, Ginobili, I also have to my left Baron Davis, a Baron Davis Warriors signed picture when he was playing against the Clippers.
So Ben, when you bought that Baron Davis signed picture, are you hoping that it goes up in value?
No, I didn't buy it. Somebody gave it to me as a gift.
Are you hoping it goes up in value?
No, I do not care.
Okay, just checking.
Do not care.
Which goes back to the promise, Tandy. Experience, memories, passion. That's what people care about. Only a small subset of the population wants to gamble on anything, whether it's digital sports cards or anything else. Mm-hmm. You need to become culturally relevant. You need to give people experiences and memories that they crave. And then some of them will buy whatever the shit is you're selling. And then some of them will pay even more money. I'm breathing, motherfucker. Is that the motherfucker who's all about like my ninja, or is that the other guy? I always get this. Is that my ninja?
That's your ninja, Jay.
Listen, my ninja. I'm breathing. Don't worry about me.
I don't know what's going on.
I hate this shit.
Let people claim their physical memorabilia for moments.
Oh, I know. We're gonna play Jay's favorite drop.
I don't like it. Because I do think he's a good fit on the Celtics.
Jay, who's the coach of the Nets? Is it still Jacques Vaughn?
Yeah.
Got it. And are you buying the Ben Simmons hype that he can hit free throws now and shit like that?
No, I fucking hate Ben Simmons.
And Tandy, you're a Celtics guy, right?
I am a Celtics guy.
And so I'm in the minority. I typically am, but you think that Drew makes the Celtics the best team in the NBA?
No.
I mean, that's a very confident statement to be able to
make.
That's
what people are saying. No, I'm seeing that all over Twitter. They're best team in the NBA.
Best team.
Drew and Kristaps.
No,
Jason
I think
Tatum is their best player. They can't possibly be the best team in the NBA.
You're just a Tatum hater, but I think the Nuggets are the best team in the NBA until proven otherwise. I think it's stupid.
Biggest frauds in the NBA.
I mean, they're the NBA champions, so that alone disregards your comment. You can't be a fraud and be the NBA champion.
For now.
How can you be a fraud and be the NBA champion, Ben? How does that make any sense?
All right. Who did they beat?
I think the Bucks are the best team in the NBA.
You're right. They beat the Heat, which are
Heat, they have no business being there. Who else did they beat? Look at the West
franchise. Yeah, but whatever, dude. They clobbered everyone during the regular season. They beat everyone in the playoffs.
You think they're gonna win another title?
I think that they should be the most favored team to win. I think Nikola Jokic is the best player in the NBA.
Doesn't answer my question. Do you think they're going to win another title?
I think they're among like the top 3 teams or top 4 or 5, whatever you want to call it.
Do you feel like okay? But do you feel like they're going to win another title? Just a question. You too, Jay. Do you think they're going to win another title?
No, I'm a homer. I think the Celtics are going to win another title. I mean, what do you want me to say?
I want your opinion. Do you think they're going to win another title? Yes, I think they will. They have a lot of talent. Jokic is best friend in the NBA. I see them getting another title. Or no, I don't.
That's a hard question, Ben, because you
Chris
don't because you think the Warriors are going to pull it off this year, right? Who's going to win the
I
NBA
didn't
title
say
this
that.
year?
Not the
Who's going to win it all, Ben?
What do you guys think about the Bucks with Dame now?
I love the Bucks. I love the Bucks with Dame. Love.
Well, my question about that pickup, and you guys can answer this question, is what about their bench and what about their defense? Do you think that
Brooke Lopez was in the running for Defensive Player of the Year?
So is Giannis.
Giannis, great defensive
but they
player.
lost their smaller defensive players? They lost people to guard small players?
Drew got murdered by Jimmy Butler in that playoff series. Absolutely murdered.
And on top of that, what they sacrificed on defense, they're going to gain so much more on offense.
Yeah, I mean, so look, it's a popular pick preseason that the Bucks are going to be the team to win it all. That I think that's definitely the popular pick, and those popular picks, in my opinion, usually don't pan out.
Except when they do.
But usually they don't.
Who's the dark horse, though?
Phoenix.
Are they such a dark horse, though? People
They
are
may not be a dark horse, but they're my number 3.
Wolves.
I think the Thunder are a popular dark horse pick.
That's a good dark horse.
Maybe like the Clippers finally figure it out. Kawhi gets healthy.
The Clippers? I swear to fucking God.
He's joking.
Every year, like clockwork, somebody mentions the Clippers. And every year they fail. I'm so sick of the fucking Clippers. They suck. They suck. They suck. They're not going to win anything.
No. Thunder, yeah. That's the obvious dark horse. Yeah.
Lakers. I don't know, guys. I'm impressed with the Lakers because they keep adding these complementary pieces. It's just like, how much do you believe in 40-year-old LeBron and Mr. Glass?
It's Mr. Glass. That's the big question.
Yeah.
Wolves and Grizzlies, not a chance cracking.
Yeah. The Heat, the Spoelstra, for whatever reason, Spoelstra can pick up a bunch of like UPS workers and beat the Celtics. So Spoelstra plus a bunch of white guys are always going to be the kryptonite to the Celtics.
Well, Jaylen Brown's left hand is.
Did you see that video of Jaylen Brown's left hand? That didn't make you really confident in his handle?
That was so stupid. And then they deleted it, I heard, right?
Did they? I mean, why?
Yeah.
It's already been replicated probably 100,000 times.
Yeah, that's sad. I like him.
Anyway.
I like his spirit, but
I think it's overblown. I think my take as a Celtics fan is that it's not as bad as it looked, and that he was probably just gassed out anyway.
No, it's pretty bad. I mean, that's what he looked like all season. My question for you as a Celtics fan, do you think Tatum has what it takes to be an MVP candidate this year?
Absolutely.
He's always going to be an MVP candidate, Jay.
Yeah.
That's not the right question. Do you think Tatum can be the best player on a championship team is the right question?
Absolutely. I mean, this is a dumb thing to say. Were you guys not watching when he would win the most valuable player of the month award last year?
You're talking about the regular season, Tandy? I'm sorry.
I am talking about the regular season.
We were talking about when basketball really matters.
Which months?
I think it was like the first half of the season. He was like in the running the whole time.
Why do I hate Jason Tatum so much?
I don't know because
he's soft, Jay. He's soft. That's why
he's soft. Yeah, I don't feel that killer instinct from him, and I hate his shot. I don't like his face or his kid's face. That's a lot of.
I mean, I think Jason Tatum is fine. You know what I mean? I think they're fine.
I just
I just listen. I don't know. I'm already getting flack for my Nuggets take, but I'm just telling you, like, there has to be a player on the team, on the opposing team, that scares you, right?
I think when Tatum is red hot, he scares you. Come on now.
Okay, fair enough. When he's red hot, and that's like what, once every 3-4 games?
Yeah. Yeah.
KD,
when anybody's red hot, they scare
like
you.
Durant.
But he has that possibility. He is a kind of player who can get red hot.
Okay, fair enough. But like Durant, you're not stopping him.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure, he's scary.
So like LeBron, when he was in his prime, I know I'm naming some all-time greats. You're not stopping him.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you can, and I would also say Stephen Curry,
Damian Lillard, when
absolutely.
he's hot.
I know you love Dame, right? You
I
know,
love
but
Dame.
I don't know. And like, I know Jokic is amazing. I know he's amazing. So don't come after me. It doesn't scare me. As if
I don't know why he doesn't. I don't know why he doesn't scare you, because he can just take the ball and do whatever the hell he wants with it. I think that's scary. It's like an ugly scary, but it's
Fair
scary.
Fair enough, man. You know what? They won the title last year. Got to give them credit. I don't see them doing it again, even though in and of itself, that's an extremely tough task to do. So it wouldn't be like I'm right if they don't win because there's, how many other teams? 29. But
So why don't we close out here with your way too early picks? You can tell me what your finals pick is, your Eastern and Western pick. You can tell me who you think the MVP. You can do the rookie. You can do whatever picks you have at the moment. If you guys are ready, go ahead and spout them out.
I haven't really done so much NBA research, so this is going to be off the cuff. But I'm going to have to stand by my guys, the Golden State Warriors. It's a comeback season. It's a revenge season. If it's not for Father Time, they've got all the tools and they've got the players. And out of the East, we're going with probably Milwaukee.
Okay. What about you, Jay?
Yeah, I'm also taking Milwaukee out of the East, and I'm taking Phoenix out of the West.
That's not bad. Phoenix is not a bad pick.
Phoenix, Milwaukee. And who's your NBA champion? I know that obviously Ben's is the Warriors. Who's your NBA champion, Jay?
My NBA champion, going Milwaukee.
Okay.
Going Milwaukee.
And at this point in time, I'm going to replicate my last year's prediction. It's going to be a Celtics-Nuggets finals. Celtics in 7.
You were so swarmy about that Nuggets pick last year, weren't you, Tandy?
Was I swarmy? What do you mean I was swarmy about
You
it?
kept putting it in the group chat, oh, look at the Nuggets.
Because me and you made a bet. It was Nuggets. It was Nuggets versus Warriors, who would make it further in the playoffs, and it was Celtics. Was it Celtics and Bucks? I think who would make it further in the playoffs.
And we were both wrong.
And Bucks got embarrassed completely in the
did.
first round.
They did.
To be fair, Giannis got injured in game 1.
Maybe he's injury prone. Maybe it's going to happen again.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying, I took the L, I paid up, but I'm just saying, they're the best player in the world got injured. So
I know.
It's all fair.
But
it's all fair.
Listen, when you play the game as if you are like a running back, you're going to get injured. Okay. You can't just launch yourself into other players. You're going to hurt yourself.
That's a good point. Spoken like a true Celtics fan.
Exactly.
Who's going to be the MVP this year? Tandy.
Jason Tatum.
Ben.
A lot of people are saying Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
It's a good
I'm
one.
hearing that it's like the dark horse MVP pick.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
What if I chose Damian Lillard?
And Simmons?
No, Damian Lillard.
You love Dame. Why do you love Dame so much?
His confidence. He's fearless, man. I always go with the fearless guys.
Yeah.
He's fucking fearless. You know who else I love? You know who's going to be in the running? Trae Young.
Oh, God. That guy's trash.
Top 5.
That is a dark horse pick.
Top 5. MVP.
Bro, do you hear what John Collins just said?
No.
No, John
where's
Collins.
my tampon?
No, John Collins on the Jazz right now. He's like, it's nice to be on a team where everybody's not about themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. They hated John Collins. I can tell you that
They
from
did.
By the way-
insider information. For 2 years, they hated that guy.
By the way, Jay, let me say, if you weren't in Atlanta, tell me you wouldn't hate Trae Young way more than Jason Tatum.
No, I don't think I would hate him more than Jason Tatum, but I don't think
he has such a punchable face. Come on, Ben, can you agree with me here?
They're both very hateable, Tandy.
You think Trae Young? Who do you hate more, Ben, as an impartial observer?
Honestly, just impartially, they're both on the same level.
Really, they're equally punchable.
Yeah, because what bugs me about them is their attitude. You know what I mean? There's no humility in either of them. Like Tatum's posting shit about that he's Kobe.
That was cringe. I'll give you that. That was.
And
cringe.
then Trae Young just thinks he's him already, and he's really not. You know what I mean? And I come from who my superstar is of my team is Steph Curry, who's one of the most humble guys in the game. You know what I'm trying to say? Even LeBron James carries himself with some humility, in my opinion.
LeBron James calls himself the king.
No, it's not a very humble man.
He said that he's the greatest of all time based on.
First of all, my friend, when something is true, it's a little bit
he's
different.
the king?
He's the king of the NBA, yeah.
Of all time?
No, I mean, he's top 3.
Top 3 doesn't mean king. There's one king.
He's the king of the modern NBA. Yes, in the modern era after Jordan, he's the king.
After Jordan. So then who's the king?
It's Mike.
So then what the fuck are we talking about?
Your friend Bullshotting says that anybody who thinks Jordan is better than LeBron is a fucking idiot. Straight up. You think Jordan is LeBron? You've never seen the two guy plays. I grew up watching Jordan. Great. I seen LeBron as an adult. I go back and watch clips to see them side by side. Jordan is better.
Yes, I think everybody knows this.
No,
Yeah.
but not from bullshotting. What?
Who the fuck is bullshotting?
He's a guy on Twitter.
His name
Danny,
is
how come you've never
Bullshotting.
had bullshotting on? You've had Jennifer Sudo on twice, and you haven't had bullshotting on once.
Please, Lord, have Jennifer Sudo on 100 more times before you invite bullshotting onto your show.
Hey, if the people want bullshotting, the people
Bring
can
on
get
Shut
bullshotting,
up,
bullshotting.
you're a
bro.
Pistons fan.
Bring him on. He's got some great Top Shot takes.
Oh boy.
When was his great Top Shot take?
The Jordan.
Remember
All right.
that time that Sean created a group chat with me and bullshit? What was that about?
You're exposing all the hidden secrets here, Jay. That I had
I didn't
coffee
know
with
this.
Janie, the hidden group chat with me, you, Sean, and bullshotting.
Where,
There was a hidden
you were in
group
that?
chat. There was a hidden group chat with you, Sean, bullshotting.
You
Tandy
know
got
about this?
invited to that.
I didn't know this.
Yes, you did.
I did
No,
not.
he wasn't part of that. I was in a group chat with Mike and a bunch of other people when So Rare was first launching basketball.
Oh, okay. I was in that the So Rare group
Yeah,
chat.
you
I
were
don't.
in
I
the
don't.
most
I don't
different
remember that. Bullshotting was in there.
No, you were not invited to the bullshotting one.
Wow.
We didn't create it, so it's nothing personal. If it was me
Hmm.
or Ben, you would have been invited.
That's okay. That's okay.
Oh, is that
I-
what's going on there? Is this hurt feelings? Tandy, did you
No,
want
this is
the
not-
invite? Jay,
no,
the
this
chat's
is-
probably still there. Should we invite Tandy?
I did not want to be
I think
invited.
I deleted myself from that one.
Did you?
I did
I can
not. I
re-invite
did
you.
Please don't.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
All right. Any last words, gentlemen? I'm gonna turn this thing off now.
Don't say
Any
that to
last
Jay.
words?
Jay's gearing up.
Ben,
Go
you
ahead,
go
Jay.
first.
Oh.
No, Ben goes first.
Go, Ben.
I don't really have any last words. I just had a great time with you guys, and we should do this like every so what's the opposite of every so often? We should do this
Some-
like not that often.
Yeah,
but I
not
had a
that
great
often,
time.
but once in a while.
Had a great time. Once in a while.
I agree. I don't think we should do this too often, but I think when we do it, we always have a good time. Look, we're about to start a whole new season of NBA Top Shot. This is the platform that has brought us all together. It's made many of us friends. I know I have made some enemies through Top Shot, and I'm grateful for both. I don't think this is a big season for NBA Top Shot. I think the last couple we came in, we're like, oh, this is a big year. Like the Stewart die, like so much is on the line. I don't think that at all. I don't think anybody thinks that. I think we're largely in a reset, and I think most people have accepted that. I think NBA Top Shot is once again going to spend the year trying to identify its own identity. I don't think they know who the fuck they are. I don't think they know what the fuck they're building. Hopefully this season gives them just a little bit more clarity into that. Nobody should have any anticipation around money, around user acquisition, around fun experiences. If it happens, great. It's gravy. Otherwise, just enjoy the ride. Try to find your own fun. We'll see what happens.
Tandy, what's your last words?
My last words are thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for joining. And I don't have any pros for S5 and Top Shot. We'll see where it takes us, and we'll be here every week to come together and discuss it and play silly videos. So with that, thank
Tandy,
you,
you're the
gentlemen.
man. You're the man.
I
We
appreciate
love you,
that.
Tandy.
We love
Thank
you.
you.
We do.
Thank you. Well, thank you guys, and enjoy the rest of your day, and we will talk again soon. Bye.
Static Selector.